Hi, I'd like to take just a moment to informally demonstrate the proper way to think about buying power and how to work with it. You'll notice I have a graph here that is going out for 30 years to $500,000. And we're going to ask the question, assuming a certain inflation rate, what would the buying power be of $500,000 if we had that money in the future? And because it's future money that we're talking about, future value, we would like to put 500,000 up here. Some people erroneously have it decay down by the inflation rate, and you'll get an answer that's fairly close. But the proper way to do it is to remember that you don't have that $500,000 right now. It's in the future. And so let's put it where it belongs, 30 years down the road. And we're going to ask the question, what would it feel like in today's dollars? So you'll notice the formula I've written down here, A equals P times 1 plus APR to the Y power. That's exactly the exponential model that we want to go with. So if we're going to place the $500,000 in A, let's do that right here. And we don't know the actual amount in today's dollars, which is the P, sometimes called present value. So I'll place the P right here. And then I'm going to solve for P by taking this quantity and bringing it to the other side with a division. So we're going to divide 500,000 by this quantity. Now we'll need to have an annual percentage rate, and that varies from year to year, as you probably would guess, for inflation. But for the sake of this particular example, let's use 2%, which is a very modest inflation rate, considering that at times we've been double digit. And in many countries, it even goes beyond 100% and is going to cause products to inflate rather quickly. But with a modest 2% inflation, raised to the number of years, the Y, so let's raise that to 30, then we can solve that for today's dollars. And sometimes that is called buying power. All right, so we could simplify this just slightly and call that 1.02 to the 30th, but I'm not going to be able to do that in my head. I don't want to disappoint you with that, but I'm going to need a calculator, so let me grab one. All right, so I'll take the calculator and do nothing fancier than taking 500,000, and we're going to divide it by 1.02 to the 30th power. And if you'd like to do the same with me, that would be great to double check, but I'm coming up with an answer for P of $276,000. It's like, and 35. So 2,776 and 35, and I'm going to just round that to the nearest dollar, if you don't mind. So that is to say that in today's dollars, we could argue that 500,000, or in other words, $500,000, would have the buying power of approximately $276,035. And that is, once again, just suggesting to us that because everything over time will cost more, and there's variability there, as you know, but if we assume a consistent 2% on average inflation rate, that $500,000 would actually feel like, in today's dollars, that quantity 30 years from now. And hopefully that will get you up and running for your homework. If you have questions, talk to your instructor, and thanks a lot.